Earlier this week, it was announced or teased that the Beatles were going to re-release, and with an additional little funsy thing, Anthology 4. You know, the 1995, 96, 2000 Beatles project that included a Threedles reunion. The world caught on fire. So let's see what they were saying on social media. The fans, I mean. If it's the expanded anthology set, I want the reverse guitar solo version While My Guitar Gently Weeps, We Got Love, the original 1995 version of Now and Then, a better mix of the modern Now and Then, the Star Club tapes, a remix of Free as a Bird, new song, with George's original bridge vocal put back in instead of the alternative one from the 2015 mix, which sounds like George trying to do a bad Stevie Nicks impression, and a remix of Real Love without those terrible extra guitar licks by George that Jeff Lynne added in the 2015 version for no reason. That was a lot, Robin. It's a good thing people are being reasonable about this. I guess at least they weren't asking for Carnival of Light. Hi, I'm Lars, and this is my land. In my land, I get to do pretty much whatever I want. So today we're going to talk about the Anthology 4/new Anthology Beatles re-release, and you're going to listen, because it's my land. Welcome to Annoying Memos Land. Beepity beep beepity beep beep. So if you're new here, I talk mostly about the Beatles. I'm also known for dropping a 7-hour video on the TV show Lost that if I don't mention it in every video I do, I will be betrayed by my gerbil hamster Gerbster and find my lair flooded with Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah! How could you do this to me, Puff Puff?
It's due there, but Diet Mountain Dew for this one. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and comment if you're nasty. It's free, and it helps so much. But if you are a real big Beatles fan or a real big Lars Land fan, and you want all of the music, all of the interviews, the stuff that Content Daddy doesn't let me have here, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/LarsLand, and get your gold passport for all of that and a really big dose of insanity. Now, let's get back to my land. It is Friday morning. Friday, August 22nd, 7:59 a.m. I am late for a very important date. For a moment of TMI, Jack is here, my cat, who's practically the mascot of this channel, because I am struggling with a lot of insomnia. I've had chronic insomnia since I was 11. It was the first time a doctor was concerned about it, and it's been an issue ever since. I'm an adult now, and I'm typically able to manage it quite well. Yes, I do have a caffeine problem, but I also have ADHD, so you know what that means. It's not really something that, it's not really something that plagues my sleep. However, starting last week, during the Backbeat video kerfuffle, I started missing 2 nights of sleep. That's something that I haven't done for years and years, and this week it was 3. Even though I had all of the information Wednesday night, the day before the announcement, and we'll talk about some leaks here in a little bit, I was stressing out, waiting to film this. It's 4 a.m., it's 5 a.m., it's 6 a.m., and my partner comes in and is like, why aren't you sleeping? And I'm like, I did everything right today. I cut my caffeine at 2 p.m. I did everything right. And I just couldn't. So I posted. You guys were really supportive, and we're here late. Apologies. Oh, I didn't mention this during memos, but for this, I also watched the new Free as a Bird music video, and we had full comparisons, obviously, of the Anthology mix, the 2015 mix, and the 2025 mix of Free as a Bird, if you want to check those out. Or if you want to see the 11.5-hour version of the White Album video, you could do that. I'm a psycho. Buddy. He just wants attention, and I get it. I want attention. That's why I do this. Let's have a conversation about what we should expect from the Anthology release. This is the press release. I love you, so I highlighted what I wanted to mention, and we're keeping this short. Literally short for a Lars Land video. It's under an hour. The Anthology book. Don't flash the camera. A 25th anniversary version of the Anthology book is out October 14th. Exciting. The entire new release of the Anthology music is out November 21st, which includes Anthology 4, the 2-disc LP, and a restored, remastered audio version of the Anthology documentary will be streaming on Disney Plus starting November 26th, with the first 3 episodes being released. Additionally, there will be a 9th episode. I don't get it on VHS anymore. Buddy, I'm gonna have to kick you out. This is like you're being a little... That was a lot, Robin. That's a lot, okay? If you're new to the Anthology project, I guess, in 1995, 1996, depending on which music release we're talking about, the Beatles released 3 double albums of previously unheard mixes and demos, including 2 new songs, Free as a Bird and Real Love, that were John demos from the late 1970s that were marked for Paul. This also includes Now and Then, that came out in 2023, but at the time, the quality was really bad, impossibly bad, and George said quality was shit or shite. We're not doing that. We got 2 new Beatles songs in the mid-90s. Additionally, there was an 8-part, it aired a little differently, a Beatles documentary that featured the 3 remaining Beatles, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and their cohorts. Archival interviews from John and Brian Epstein, too, that kind of put the Beatles story into perspective. What it says here is that they were candidly telling their own stories with all its complexities and contradictions, and boy, were there some contradictions. And one thing about the Anthology project is that it really did open up a new world for the Beatles to get involved with the younger generations. It created a whole new batch of fans that weren't just tired of their crusty, dusty, musty parents' favorite band. Additionally, they put out a book, a massive book in 2000. This is my copy that has so many things. And the issue with the book, it's illustrated and such, and there's lots of photos and all kinds of things, but sometimes this illustration and these things are a little hard to read. So hang on, let me show you what I think is the most egregious page. And I've read this book a lot. The thing about Anthology, and I guess I should mention this, the documentary and the quotes wind up in my videos, almost every single video, because it's all put together. John is easily accessed here. The sourcing is easily accessed here. And where are you? Don't be a bitch. Where is it? That's not the one. That's not the one. These are orange, but that's not the one. Why did I write this? Okay, this is the one. If you know anything about me, you know that I really love the Yellow Submarine project as a whole. I made 2 videos on it. It stacks. It's a little over 6 hours. It pissed off a lot of people. I had to private the album one for a week because I got violent sexual threats on it. Very disgusting. Anyway, I read this page so many times. But look at that. Look at that page. Why? Which means the new issue of this book means a lot to me. Personally, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. All of the leaves. Because what we see on the Beatles website and other leaked photos are the illustrations, the photos and stuff, and then a bar of clean white text that everyone can read. It's probably still tiny though. Thank God. The documentaries, episode 9, is, according to the press release, including unseen, behind-the-scenes footage of Paul, George, and Ringo coming together between 1994 and 95 to work on the Anthology and reflecting on their shared life as the Beatles. I would like to caution us and our expectations very quickly, because when the DVD was released, there was also an episode 9. It's the reunion part of the Anthology. This sounds eerily similar to that. There's lots of unseen footage, so I'm hoping we get a lot of unseen footage. I'm just not holding my breath for it to be extremely different or completely new. But maybe it will be. We'll see. The restoration has been overseen by Apple Corps' production team, and they worked with Peter Jackson's Wingnut Films and Park Road Post teams along with Giles Martin. What that means is the absolute egregious and impossible archival interviews from John that sounded like they were recorded on a potato will sound like actual interviews now. Thank God. I keep saying thank God, but I should be saying Big Dog. Big Dog is continuing. Thank God, Big Dog, because we deserve this. We deserve this. John deserves this. Regarding the music releases, these have been remastered by Giles Martin, but were originally remastered by George, not remixed, just remastered, including rare material, a shadow story to the one told in the documentary. The track list is now available, though it hadn't been leaked, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on screen because I don't have it in front of me. Okay, let's pause real quick so we can talk about this. On screen right now, I found this on Reddit, is the track list for Disc 4, or Anthology 4, sorry, with highlighted portions of what has been released before. I believe in parentheses is an explanation of some changes. On this Reddit post, and I'm not going to go through and screenshot, I don't want to, cause anything. A lot of people are unhappy about this because they feel duped and disappointed, etc., etc. But I'm going to talk more about fan reactions here in a little bit. I just wanted to note this here that what we're seeing is a lot of disappointment. And here are more of the track list explaining what has been changed on the other discs. At least that's what I think it is. Okay, please give me some wiggle room to make a lot of mistakes this time because I need wiggle room. Thank you. It also has an important new element. The track list was curated by Giles and includes 13 previously unreleased demos and session recordings and other rare recordings. It also includes new mixes of Free as a Bird and Real Love, and those are the original mastering from Jeff Lynne, which use demixed John Lennon vocals. That's the same thing as the Peter Jackson studios. This is how we had Now and Then. This is how we had Get Back. Naturally, Now and Then, the 2023 release, the final Beatles song, will be on Anthology 4. This musical element has 191 tracks. It will be released November 21st with a 12 LP, 180 gram vinyl, and 8 CD box sets. The box sets will include the original sleeve notes for Anthology 1 through 3, and the new Anthology 4 includes track notes written by Kevin Howlett and an introduction compiled from 96 interviews recorded with the Beatles' close friend and advisor, Derek Taylor, who also did liner notes for some of their albums too, including their liner notes for Yellow Submarine, and I had thoughts about that. I really did. The liner notes have always been a spiritual experience for me, and that's something that I bring into my videos when we do the Let's Listen portions. The thing about the liner notes is that they include a certain author that I've been having issues with recently, and now the new one does not. Lewison. Lou count 2 for this one, but the first one is in the Patreon. Wasn't the first, won't be the last, who cares? Here it talks about the book. In the final paragraph says, everything the Beatles did involved change. Listening to their songs and watching their story unfold brings us closer to the shifts in culture, ideas, and music that they helped shape and which continue to resonate today. The anthology was always about their past, but this new edition confirms its enduring place in the present and the future. Once again, the book will be released on October 14th. The music will be out November 21st. Prices on screen for all of these things. And once again, streaming on Disney Plus beginning November 26th with the 3-episode premiere.
That was a lot, Robin.
Now let's get into thoughts, feelings, outrageous demands. Carnival of Light, the unheard Beatles track that everyone wants so badly. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Fetch is never going to happen. Carnival of Light will never be released. I guarantee. Not after Paul dies, not after Ringo dies, not after Yoko dies, not after Olivia dies. It will not be released. And if it is, I will gladly eat crow and tell you I made a mistake. But I gotta tell you guys, especially until those 4 people die, it's not coming out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be such a dick right now. Get over it. It's done. It's not coming out. I don't know why people expect it to still come out. It's never coming out. Bitch, it's not coming out. It's not coming out. And people were like, we have to have Carnival of Light. We have to have Carnival of Light. We need Carnival of Light so bad, so bad. So why is this an expectation? I can't wrap my mind around this. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. The second thing, and this one I think has merit. What's up with the cover art? Photo of the Beatles in their final photo session. None of them look particularly good. None of them look particularly happy. None of them were particularly happy. It's kind of weird. Klaus Vormann is still alive. He's the one who did all this shit. They could have added a fourth panel. What's up? What's up? I found it to be an unusual choice. Just talking. I just was kind of like, okay. I forgot to mention that the music will only be released as a box set for now, at least. And you cannot buy the vinyl or the CDs alone. So if you just wanted the fourth, you can't do that. You gotta buy the box set. One thing I'm befuddled about, confused about, still surprised and still like, what happened here, are the leaks. What's up with the leaks? Why did that happen? Things do get leaked usually. It's not abnormal for rumors to go around. Information was coming out on Steve Hoffman forum. Insiders are talking. That's not abnormal. What's abnormal is that at 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, August 20th, I had the releases. I had Free as a Bird. I had a couple other things. I already had quite a bit of information. I had photos. I had all kinds of stuff. And it wasn't just me from friends. It was pretty easily accessed stuff. I was surprised about that. And I was also surprised and disappointed from some people that are public people posting these things. It gave me the ick. I didn't like it. Blah. And here's where it gets messy. The full songs were released on Instagram Reels through Instagram Music. You could listen to the full songs that day. Okay. Then the first disc of the Anthology release was available on Instagram, then released already on Spotify. What happened? What happened? I don't understand. I know that there's some shakeup at Apple Corp with the new CEO who's not starting until September and the old CEO resigning quickly. And I don't usually get involved with this stuff. I don't usually pay attention. I very much stay in my lane and stay obsessed on whatever project I'm working on to the detriment of my ability to be popular. If I paid attention to things, I could be relevant, but I'm not relevant. Anyway, I was surprised by this. Why weren't they shutting that down? Still don't have answers. Probably will never have answers. Let's talk about something we really don't have answers on and the real fit of fury from the Beatles fans. In 2022 or 2023, one of those years, Giles Martin did an interview during which he said that he expected they would continue to go through the Beatles' back catalog, but he wasn't quite sure when or how that would happen. I'm not sure if this was taken as a confirmation that they would for sure be doing Rubber Soul, but I believe I found the clip in question and it doesn't sound like a confirmation, it just sounds like an assumption. Let's look at that.
I suppose the obvious thing is, will you carry on going back through the back catalogue, back to the beginning? I mean, it's hard to know whether or not a remix version of the very early albums would work as well, or if there are as many outtakes. I don't really know. But is that the plan?
In all honesty, I don't know either. I don't know. I mean, it's sort of... I was kind of throw myself into these projects and I go off and do other things. I mix other people. I come back and do another, like throw myself into other people. And it'll probably be Rubber Soul, I would have thought. But that has difficult technical challenges. I'm waiting for the fans more than anything else to go, please stop, enough's enough.
I don't imagine that's going to happen.
And fans started to expect that Rubber Soul would be coming out next. Probably because we'd had a lot of re-releases and remasters. It seemed like things were just going back in a reverse order. But you know what they say about assumptions, right? Fans got excited. They're thinking, okay, let's fucking go. We love Rubber Soul. Everybody got excited. A lot of people expected it to come out this year because, obviously, the original album came out in 1965. It's 2025, math and such. It would be appropriate to come out this year. And instead, we're getting a release that seems maybe rushed or confusing of Anthology. I was hoping for Anthology. I've been asking for this since last year on a Twitter account that I no longer have. God, please, I don't ask for much. Please give me a 30th anniversary release of Anthology. Please give me more than I'm asking for. I wanted more in the documentary. Okay, don't blame me. I just wanted more. I just wanted a lot more from the interviews. I am a human being. So I am pleased. I'm a happy camper, big dog. I'm okay. I'm good. But that's not true for a lot of fans. A lot of fans were really looking forward to the Rubber Soul release. The Beatles and Apple Corps have historically in the last few years been releasing things in the fall. So we were waiting. When is it coming? It's not coming. Or at least we think it's not coming. Why would they have two big releases in the same fall when they typically have things that are expensive, or at least the Lennon Estate have things that are expensive? Fans have to save their money for next year or whatever. Why is it not coming out? This is bizarre. I don't know if we'll ever get the answers, but I was surprised by how angry some people were. Even in my comment section from the live, people were like, where's the Rubber Soul? They said it a little bit angrier. And I'm thinking, I understand if you're here specifically or mostly for the music, but this is a legacy situation where a lot of fans are really excited about Anthology coming out and the remixes, and they want better quality, higher quality. That is fair for fans to want these things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting Rubber Soul, a deluxe, a super deluxe, remixed, remastered. I understand that. I wish that we knew why, but I think things might be a little messy, like I said, at the home base. I don't know if we're ever gonna know. I was just surprised at the level of people saying we don't need Anthology. I was like, okay, I guess. Couldn't be me. Ultimately, this is a little bit of a controversial release. There were leaks. The artwork's kind of weird. It seems maybe a little rushed. And it might be taking the place of another project that a lot of fans seemingly wanted a lot more than this. I'm a happy camper. I'm not always a happy camper, but today I'm a happy camper, especially regarding the book, I have to say. I don't know. Is this controversial? I think so. I think regarding the Beatles, and a lot of fans who are easily pleased because it's the Beatles and we always want more. We always want more. But I do think it is controversial. I don't think that what Robin, That's a Lot from the intro was fair. I think that's absolutely crazy, particularly the reverse solo from While My Guitar Gently Weeps. As someone who's a little obsessed with the White Album, I can tell you that solo was never done to completion. It wasn't mixed mastered to completion. It would be an absolute mess. It wasn't done, really, which means as a fan, you are asking for something that does not exist. That's probably the most ridiculous thing I saw. It's not the only thing I saw with a really excessive wish list. The entitlement of some fans really confuses me sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. So maybe that's just me in my land. That's okay though. I'm okay with being a happy camper. Especially these days, I don't stick with the party line. I've been pissing people off for the last couple of months. It's, I guess, what I do now. So that's cool. I've been doing that with Lewison. I've been doing that with the George and Paul thing. I've been really doing that with the DV video. I have to mark it again. And I've been doing it on my lives. I pissed people off last time. It's something I guess I'm doing now because I think that I'm small enough to get away with it. So we're just doing it. I'm just saying what I think. But this time I'm kind of like, you guys are insane. I'm really confused by we're scraping the bottom of the barrel comments. I just don't think we are. Since I'm pissing people off these days, let's just say it. That mindset is an entitled older fan thing. The older fans may not understand that the younger generations don't have the same access and maybe haven't watched Anthology the first time around. Maybe they don't have a massive Anthology book. Maybe they don't have the funds to buy an old Anthology box set. Maybe even they weren't aware of that project. It's absolutely possible. Maybe something like this gets new fans excited. It is not all about you and your expectations. It can be for the younger fans, and I think that these releases are catered toward the younger generation because we're the ones inheriting this, and all fans deserve to see it in the newest and best quality. It doesn't always have to be some insane edition because this can be special for us, and that's okay. I understand the disappointment. I agree in some ways and I disagree in others, but the mindset of we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, we're squeezing the lemon, particularly when it's like money, 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 money for the 4 Beatles or the 4 Beatle estates, trust me, they're all fine. They don't need money. So you can go ahead and blame the record companies and Apple Corps for what you think is a cash grab. But for the younger fans, this isn't necessarily a cash grab. This is a new project that maybe younger fans haven't really been excited for. These releases, these announcements are exciting for us. And I am 35 in 2 days. This is still exciting for me. I'm a younger fan. Shit, let people be happy. Let people be happy. God, I'm so mean today. I don't think it's unreasonable to re-release things remastered, better, stronger.
Work it harder, make it, do it harder, better, faster, stronger.
God forbid, I would be happy truly with just the 8-episode documentary remastered and restored because of the audio situation. That is really all I wanted. I was so happy just knowing that we had that. The book I can live with. I'm unhappy, but I'm fine. The music I was happy with. I was doing a listen through on my Patreon. I was already happy with it. So I'm thrilled to get 2025 remasters of these. And For Real Love and Free as a Bird remixes. I was so happy with these. But the documentary was going to be enough for me. I was like, okay, good. So maybe it's because I'm a new fan and I haven't been. And so, I'm always talking out my ass and talking with a really thing regarding some of this stuff. So that's fair. Who knows? It's still a really good week. It's a good week. Probably the worst week to have a pretty destructive insomnia episode, but it's a good week for me. Anyway, let's listen to Free as a Bird. Hey guys, I did listen to Free as a Bird, the 95, 2015, and the 2025 versions of the song in the Gold Passport version of this video. However, this time Content Daddy gave me a lot of crap and it is now 5:15 p.m. I am running up against the clock of trying to get this out. So if you want to listen to the music with me and have a good time and hear a little bit more information about the song, etc., then go get your Gold Passport at patreon.com/Larsland. And I am so sorry that we weren't able to listen to the music this time, but eventually I'm going to do a full anthology project that is down the line. I'm thinking next year sometime, where we will have, oh my God, oh, that's going to take forever. All the music, 191 tracks. Why? But I am going to do it. But why? I'll do it though. So, look out for that 25-hour video. Hey, positive, very positive. I'm extremely happy with that. What was that? I hope that you guys were extremely happy with that. Once again, apologies for being late to the party, but hey, whatever, that's what I do. Short Larsland video. We all win. And because we win, why don't you subscribe, and comment if you're nasty? Because it's free and it helps me so much. Please subscribe. Okay. What's most important, though, is that I love y'all so much. And y'all come back now, you hear? Bye.
My sweet Lord. My Lord. Lord. But it takes so long, my Lord. My sweet Lord.
Nice. I want to extend an extra thank you to my Gold Passport holders, James D., Julian, Pete S., Pete L., Jody, Al, CB, Steve F., Caleb, Ann, Kyle H., Shitpost Botman, Ashley, Taylor, Iridescent Gems, Russell, Matthew, W. Tyler S., Angel, Front Penny, Debesh, Tim, VT, Dan, Pam, Chris, Joe, Alec, Elena B., Charles, Awkward Yogi, Red, Emily, Lola, Kat, McKenna, Sophia, Dan, Doc, Donna, Hotel Wi-Fi, Bernie, Alex, Clint, and Alice. Thank you so much for getting your gold passport and tolerating my insanity.